Earl B. Dickerson. No, Elder Watson Diggs. Yeah.
Elder Watson Diggs.
Yeah, and Earl B. Dixon, but
And
Elder
Earl
Watson
B.
Diggs. Yep, yep. All right, but here we go, you guys. But I appreciate that, y'all. Trust me, I have to do this for the sake of the show. All right, we covered the activist question. Good. A lot of stuff you guys have been covering. What happened to rest in peace Marvin Hagler? Because is this just rumor and innuendo? But a friend said that, and his family posted that he took the vaccination and he died as a result of it, and then all of a sudden they scrubbed it clean from the all of the Facebook and everything. So is this just conspiracy and innuendo?
I heard he passed away.
All right. Well, if nobody heard it, we'll just move on.
I don't know. His wife says, "Yeah, hang on, I'm looking it up right now."
Yeah,
me too. Because I didn't hear.
Now they're saying it's not caused by the vaccine.
Of course, yeah, of course. You know, big pharmaceuticals.
That's false.
Take this.
Give me a couple of seconds if I can get through this article. Hagler died.
It says he died of natural
greatest part. Yeah.
Who said he did? Because the widow is saying that wasn't.
That it was reported.
Well, who was the source?
Right.
Who was the source, and did we research the source?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, I was just, asking if you guys heard
come on, guys! For God's sake, we live in a world where TMZ is the plug. Like, come on, man! Like, come on.
Yes. But like, as you guys are researching,
I like TMZ.
But supposedly that could be the latest rumor and conspiracy. So, but we can move on. Who amongst us, if anybody wants to reveal it, has taken the vaccine, and if so, which one, and what the side effects? And Thomas Hitman Hearns tweeted it. I just got a text from one of my sources. Thomas Hitman Hearns was the person who tweeted it initially. But so can you guys?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can you guys hit that?
I took the Pfizer, but when I'm 1A being on the front line, but I got Pfizer. Second dose was in January of this year. Second dose actually in December of last year, and then I got the second dose in 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later. Symptoms for me, I got a migraine about 10 hours later, and was really just wiped out, kind of foggy, a little bit of a fever. And then it broke. And I was actually in the hospital on call that next day. So 2 days after the virus, I was at about 85, 90% of myself and felt fine by Sunday. So it was about a 2 to 3 day turnaround for me before I felt back to normal. And I've had no problem since.
How long was the migraine? How long was the migraine, and what was the intensity? How many days?
It was not as bad as some of my really bad migraines. I just took some medication. I took I took ibuprofen before I got the vaccine and when I came home, because I wanted to control the symptoms, and I knew that ibuprofen is not going to slow down my immune system. However, if you were to take a bunch of steroids right here, it
would slow you down.
But so I just controlled the symptoms with ibuprofen and some migraine medicine. The migraine was gone by the next morning. I went to work, got up, went to work, a little fuzzy that first day after the vaccine. And then I'd say within about 48 hours, I was about 90% back to myself with no real problems.
Yeah, first.
And then we're going to get to the next one. But hold on a second, Shep. Hold on 1 second. One of the conspiracy theorists I follow say these migraines are coming from the bots, from the shot head and setting up with the chip. Hey, I didn't make this up, but go ahead, Kier.
No, I had the Pfizer.
Rational people. Everybody's getting this migraine.
I took the Pfizer vaccine. The first shot gave me arm soreness, just like a shot, just a little stronger than your regular vaccine. Some arm soreness in the muscle. My second shot, about 12 hours after the second shot, I felt a little achy, had a little bit of little chills, but just like Brother Gay said, I took ibuprofen before I actually got the shot myself, the first pre-medicated, an hour before I took the shot. And then I had some chills, body aches, but I took ibuprofen after that, and it went away, but it took a good, like I said, 48 hours to me to feel back to 100% normal. I was achy. That was the biggest thing I had. Like when ibuprofen started wearing off, as soon as I took the ibuprofen, I was fine. It went away, just like a little body ache.
See, I took the Moderna, and I've only had the first shot and didn't have any effects at all, with the exception of a little bit of soreness. It felt like, like you had been lifting weights a little heavier than you should have, or something like that. But it was not really that pronounced. And I'm told that that the second shot might have a little bit stronger effects. But my grandmother, who's 94, took the second shot, Moderna, and didn't have any complications.
Wow.
Now, you too. I'm hearing anecdotally two things. One, that that if you have the second shot and the opposite arm, there's a little bit better side effects. I know it's not medically indicated, but there's some anecdotal commentary and chatter that I've heard about that. And the other thing is that I understand that neither of the two, the Moderna or the Pfizer inoculations, are recommended for kids under 18, because there's not been any sort of studies that have been done.
Pfizer's 16. Pfizer's approved for 16 and up.
They're starting research now on babies and kids.
Yeah. They're doing studies right now on kids.
Can I ask a question? If you believe that you've had COVID-19, for example, I believe I contracted it in 2020 January. They said, hey, you got all the symptoms of the flu, but we just don't know what it is, Mr. Stewart. And they sent me back home. And so I was at home chilling. It lasted about a week for me, and then I was good. Have there been the same type of side effects and recourse when people have been injected with the vaccine or not?
They haven't seen that there were some violent reactions or anything. Yes, that's what you're asking after you had COVID? Because I had COVID. I had documented COVID and everything. And I had antibodies as late as July. I tested my antibodies in July, and I had antibodies in July. I had COVID back in March, end of March, beginning of April, documented, positive test. But there's no study that shows that you have a more robust reaction or anything like that at all.
Now, he works in the emergency room, so you've had the vax. Have you gotten COVID since you've taken the vax?
No, we still wear masks, though. We still wear a mask. Yeah, no, I haven't. No, I haven't had any. Okay. No. Nope, I've been fine. The people need to hear that too. I've been fine. No, I've been fine. I haven't had any type of symptoms of COVID-19 or anything like that.
Have they been able to discount the concerns about sterility for younger kids that are taking the vaccine?
Yeah, from what we're seeing, that there a couple things that there's no, doesn't show that you'll be sterile. Number one, there's no, I didn't know. The literature is saying no. The literature is not showing that. But they are recommending it for pregnant. Let's move to pregnancy too. They're recommended it for. There's no real studies in that population. They couldn't study pregnant women, but they're recommending for pregnant women. But there's a caveat that CDC is saying to talk is each individual person has to make that decision. But they haven't done studies in pregnant women. But doctors are suggesting pregnant women get it because they're in somewhat of an immunocompromised state when they're pregnant. Women are.
Would that automatically vaccinate the baby? No, well, I don't want to say baby, but the embryo or the fetus.
They don't know because we don't have any studies. There's no literature out there. But there's no literature out there on that at all.
Yeah, well, if Dr. Farsi and those guys up there at the top of the Baphomet say it's okay, then I'm going to do it. Whose babies are, these are rhetorical questions. Whose babies are they testing? Whose babies are they testing? Does anybody even care? I do. But we got to push this on.
I just tested a kid who was positive the other day. I had a 10-month-old the other day in the ER.
I'm saying, which children are they testing? You said saying they're testing children now, and you know.
Oh, you mean no? First the arm was initially 12 to 18, and I think Moderna was doing 12 through 18. Now they're dropping it down to like 2 to 11. They just started.
See?
Literally, this just started.
Pretty soon they're gonna stick that needle right into the fetus. But all right, you guys they're gonna slob test. We got to pull your fetus out, and we're gonna slob test it. All right, here we go. All right, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm speaking on behalf of small ups to the Baphomet. Vax effectiveness versus the variants. So we've been talking about, the evolution of corona, and I did a little bit of research on YouTube, but I went to reputable, scientific sources. And so what they're saying is that just like with the flu shot, you have to keep making a new flu shot every year. And so because the virus has the ability to be like almost like a sprayed roach, the next generation, you know, develops I guess an immunity to it. So my question ultimately is are we going to have new vaccinations down the road?
We're gonna definitely have to have boosters. That is what all the literature shows. We are definitely gonna have to have boosters. And yes, they're working on developing vaccines with the new variants, but they're gonna have to have boosters. They said they don't know when that time interval is yet. They're still getting the data on the first series of everybody being vaccinated. They're still getting that data from the first studies. They're still getting that data on when that time is. But we're definitely going to have boosters according to what the literature is saying. Definitely.
Anybody else? That's pretty all right. So someone who tests positive for corona has no symptoms should do what? What should be my recourse? I test positive for it, but I got no symptoms.
You quarantine for 2 weeks. You stay away from your work. You quarantine from your family, and the kicker here is you can't get a vaccine for 3 months, and you have to be. I am very cautious about this because, you know, it's just because that's how things continue to spread. You know, it's like, oh, it's just a cold, but anybody that presents to our surgery center that has a fever or any kind of respiratory symptom or any kind of symptom from the list, loss of taste, anything that's...
Go ahead and list them. List those symptoms because we were going to get into this.
Right,
Go ahead and run through those.
Body aches, flu-like symptoms, fever over 100.8, you know, coughing, sneezing, even GI stuff.
I was about to say that. You too. Yeah.
Loss of taste, loss of smell, you know, diarrhea.
Nausea, vomiting.
Nausea, vomiting. All these things are important, and we will cancel cases if people show up with those symptoms.
Wow.
We will also consider canceling a case depending on the anesthesia involved if primary family members are positive, you know. So you still have to be careful.
So you mean primary in the same home, in the same residence, family member? Yeah, okay. Anybody else? Because after this, we're going to just